to Northside ALD and to winning the league only papers over the cracks. Big up to everybody that's locked in. Apparently, Liverpool only won the league because of Saka and Rodri's injuries. Crazy how much these Phillies that put up using excuses, trying to undermine Liverpool winning the league while propping up Arteta for 5 years in a row, not winning a major honor. But big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to everybody that's in the building. Big up to everyone. We're going to get straight into the clips. You already know we don't waste no time around here. And let's get to the evidence. Let's get to the receipts. Let's go, caramba. Rebento mambo.
No, I think Van Dijk will stay. But I think all the rumors of Konate potentially leaving to PSG, Van Dijk leaving.
If they lose them free, they'll drop off. Like if
all these things about all these players leaving, Alisson not signing his new contract yet. There's so much going on in Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool's as sturdy as a ship to guarantee they're going to compete next season, especially with Mo Salah potentially leaving, Trent leaving.
Do you think Arsenal will win it next year?
If those guys are not there, Liverpool have no chance. It's going to be back to Arsenal, Man City, who can.
Hey, Gal, why is it always, when I ask you if we're going to win it, it's always everyone else's crap? So yes, why is it not we're good enough so we can?
No.
Why is it we don't believe that Liverpool can compete? This is the same crap they said this season. There's going to be a two-legged horse race between Arsenal and Man City. Liverpool are completely out of it. They're not going to do anything. They're going to fall off. We're not going to see them for ages. Now, they're rebuting the same bucaria from Egal. Oh, now they're going to lose this player. They're going to lose that player. Excuse me, Egal. Yeah? I don't know if you're self-aware, but Saliba looks like he's going to Real Madrid. Yeah? And do you know who's the backup for him? Oh, yeah. It's Kivior. Man like Kivior, you know? Do you know what I'm saying? Bob the Builder is the one to fill in for Saliba once we get rid of Saliba. Well, not get rid of. Once Real Madrid come in for Saliba. And once they come in for Saliba, you already know his head's going to be turned and he's going. So it's all great talking about is Van Dijk going to be there, this, and that, bro. Gabriel's contract's about to run out. Saliba, he's had his head turned by Real Madrid. Saka's contract's about to run out as well. Are we going to retain all those players? Because at least they've just won a league title. They've just won a league title. What have we got to hold on to these players? The self-awareness is ridiculous, bro. Absolutely not even there, bro. And he's talking about, oh, if they can keep hold of Van Dijk, he's going to leave and Salah's going to leave. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Let me finish. We were speaking about Liverpool. And the reason why we're speaking about Liverpool is because we're talking about how things can get better next season. And one of the main reasons why Liverpool are winning the league this year is not because, they've only been scintillatingly good. It's because their competition has also fallen off and has not pressed them the same way that Man City has been pressed the last couple of years. Let's be honest, Liverpool are winning the league with no title race. That's the reality. And I hate to say it, but we did not give them a fair challenge at all.
So the team that just won the league, they're not going to be anywhere near winning another league next season. But the team in Arsenal that haven't given them a competitive title run this season, which I do agree, we're going to be the team to win the league next season. Make this porcaria make sense. Make this nonsense make sense, bro. Make this make sense. We don't win a league title, but we can keep our best players. Liverpool win a league title. They can't hold their best players. Their best players are going to be leaving. Make this make sense, bro. This porcaria makes no sense. This Jermaine Dupri looking rubbish. Rubbish. Based on what? Based on what are we going to compete next season? Based on what are we going to keep our players? Based on what? Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So players don't want to stay at Liverpool. Their best players wouldn't want to stay at Liverpool after they've won the league title. But players are going to stand by Mikel Arteta after 5 years not winning a major honor. Make this rubbish make sense.
And for Arsenal to go and win the league, it might take other teams falling off slightly for us to go and finally capitalize. Now, there's no evidence to say we will capitalize, but if we do improve in our attack, and we keep our midfield as strong as we have, I do think we can go and capitalize and win the league. Because we haven't done it, there's no evidence. But then Liverpool, don't act like Liverpool needed Rodri, a Ballon d'Or winner, to get injured, and Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's player of the season, to get injured for them to get a 15-point gap. Yes, they had a 9-point gap.
How many points?
Yes, they had a 9-point gap before Saka got injured, but I don't think they had a major gap before.
Are they on?
Yes, they had a 9-point gap before Saka got injured, but I don't think that's a major gap lead in the title race. Bro, how is a 9-point lead not a major gap? They had a major gap before Saka was injured. The reality is, when Jota got injured, they still had Darwin Núñez chipping in. When Darwin Núñez was missing chances, they had Diaz to chip in. When they had Konate out, they had other players like Kwanzaa that could jump in and do a job. When they had Alisson out, they had Kelleher that jumped in and was in part of the squad and was able to consistently perform. That is the difference between them and us. When they had to weather injuries, they handled it really well. When we had to handle injuries, we wasn't prepared. What is man talking about? It's not down to Rodri being injured. It's not down to Saka being injured. It's down to the fact that they knew how to manage their games. They knew how their manager was better in-game management. Let's give props to Slot. He was better at in-game management. The team, they actually have proper rotation. Even though their manager only got Chiesa brought in, they still had better rotation than us. That's down to us. Arteta's had 5 years, £700 million spent. How come he hasn't got good rotation? I'm not listening to none of this rubbish, bro. When Liverpool had injuries, they had players good enough to weather the storm. We don't. They had a manager that actually knew how to approach games differently, where we approach every game the same way, trying to stink it out, playing this horrendous football, and we look lost. We look lost in our game management against Newcastle in various times, against West Ham, against Nottingham Forest, against Everton, against Bournemouth. That is the difference. Not only their squad, but their manager. The manager knew how to react and how to get the most out of their team, and he's not even been there a year yet. That is the difference, bro. And you're trying to undermine it, talking about, oh, well, if we didn't have Rodri, we had Saka for the last couple of league title campaigns. Did we get over the line? Did we get over the line? Man City, you can debate because they've been there and done that. Maybe if they didn't have a Rodri injury, maybe. But then again, that's on them. They have to hold the smoke as well because they should have recruited properly. They should have went out there and got a Zubimendi, or if they didn't get a Zubimendi, go out there and get a Bruno Guimaraes. If not a Bruno Guimaraes, it is what it is. You can't hold Liverpool accountable for the fact that they were prepared and they utilized their squad better and they managed their games better than the rest. Do you know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? This is some bucaria, bro. This is some rubbish, bro. This is some rubbish. Liverpool had 12 injuries this season. And look at the way that they managed their injuries. What about us? I thought our bench was fixed. I thought we had versatility. I thought we had a load of players that can do a job. What happened to all of that? Crazy. The undermining of Liverpool winning the league title. Yeah, but if we would have won the league title, these men would say, oh, any criticism to a league title win from Arteta, everybody hates Arsenal. But then when it's Liverpool, just downplaying it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, whatever, man. We weren't good enough. We didn't prepare. Our manager ain't good enough. And the majority of these players at this club ain't good enough. The bench ain't good enough. And this manager's limited. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Rubbish.
On record, aren't they on track to get like a 90-point season again, though?
No, but they're not on record to even break what Man City got last year. They drop any points from now, they won't be able to surpass 90 points.
How many points? What did Man City finish on last season? Do you remember?
89.
So they finished on 89. They're on 70 with 9 games to go. So they can get 27 points. So they can get 97 points, Liverpool, if they win them all.
They're not going to win them all, realistically. What's going to happen is they're going to win the league, and then they're going to take their foot off the gas, and they're going to probably end with maybe anywhere between 89 and 92 points.
There we go. So would we have beaten them this season anyway?
It's not about that. It's about next season at this point.
No, it's this season. I'm talking about this season.
It's not about this season. It's about next season. You can't write this crap, bro. You can't write this. It's not about this season. It's about next season. But you, man, said we're going to win the season. Bro, these, man, are always moving the goalpost because they know the title's over. It's not about this season. It's about next season. That's what you told me last season. That's what you told me the season before that and the season before that. Do you know what I mean? This club is never going to change, bro. Never going to change, bro. Because of people like Agal, I'm sorry. These are the Finnish puta that talk absolute merda, bro. Every season you say we're going to win the league or we're going to do it. And then when we don't do it, next season. It's not about this season, it's about next season.
Before people get mad.
It's ridiculous, bro. Absolutely pathetic, bro. Absolutely pathetic. And it's all about not holding this manager accountable, bro. That's what it's about. They're scared to hold this guy accountable, bro. I'm tired of it, man. I'm literally tired of it, bro. It's round and around and around and around with this nonsense, bro. I don't understand why they're so scared to call out this manager. Everyone said that, well, these lot, top gooners said that we're going to win the league this season. But why are you moving the goalposts now? I'm so done with this season. I can't even flip out anymore because I'm just done with this season. I just want the season to be done, bro. I genuinely just want the season to be done. I'm done getting angry about this club, bro. I'm done getting angry about this club. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's run the next clip.
As a club, I think they're a mess, and I think Chelsea.
A lot of people would rather be in that position, winning trophies, than be in.
I want to be in Manchester City's position. I want to be in Manchester City's position because I bet you they rebuild again and they'll win again because they've got an ownership that can do it. They've got a manager that can do it. We don't have an ownership or a manager.
What they've been doing is every year taking away from a winning team and not strengthening enough. Everyone talks about winning the league can sometimes, what do you call
But
it?
they've only just got though now, haven't they?
It can mask the problems that you have at your club. Like Liverpool, they're going to win the league right now. Maha, stop him. His fingers are literally on the fire. Get him out of the room, please. Sorry, I'm in the kitchen.
You're right.
Egal. What is this guy talking about, bro? What is this guy chatting about? Winning the league, papers over cracks. Okay, cool. Is trust in the process not covering up the cracks? Is telling us that we've got versatility not covering up the cracks? Is field tilt not covering up the cracks? Is the dark arts not covering up the cracks? Is this manager blaming the football not covering up the cracks? Is trust the youth project not covering up the cracks? Huh? Is we're going to spread the goals around not covering up the cracks? Is getting Win the Dog not covering up the cracks? Is launching new merch every fucking day, every fucking month, new fucking merch? Is that not covering up the cracks? Yeah? Is not blaming VAR not covering up the cracks? Is not making excuses that the referee manages us differently, not covering up the cracks? Is not saying that there's an agenda against Arsenal, not covering up the cracks for Arsenal? What are we talking about here? But then Liverpool winning the league, it's covering up the cracks. Covering up what crack? If they ain't got cracks, what the fuck do we have, bro? What the fuck do we? We probably have a gash as big as fucking Kim Kardashian. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Bro, this is beyond ridiculous, bro. This is beyond ridiculous. Them winning the league is covering up the cracks, but we should trust the process, get behind the youth project, get behind the players, versatility, all of this. Bro, I'm sick and tired of it, bro. I'm sick and tired of it. You man make 101 excuses as to why this regime and this manager's great, but that's not covering up the cracks. But as soon as Liverpool win the league, it's covering up the cracks. Everybody knows they need to go and recruit. But guess what? This season, their team was good enough to convincingly and comfortably win the league title. Is their team perfect? Of course it's not perfect. But it was good enough to win the league title. That's all that matters. What are you chatting about? What are you actually chatting about, bro? I am tired of seeing this Bugs Life looking head talking rubbish, bro. What are we talking about? Bro, they were good enough to win the title. That's it. What cracks? They won the title. Yes, they got kicked out of the Champions League by PSG. What? That's another conversation. Are they good enough to compete for all competitions? No, the squad isn't strong enough to compete for all competitions. They're good enough to win the league. What are we strong enough to do? It doesn't matter. Covering up the cracks isn't telling me that Mikel Moreno is going to unlock Martinelli. Covering up the cracks isn't telling us that, you don't understand football if you don't understand what Kai Havertz brings to the table, but now we need a new striker. We need a clinical striker. Covering up the cracks wasn't telling me that the way that we play football is pivotal because of Zinchenko. Covering up the cracks wasn't telling me that we're going to see a new side of Sterling. Is that not covering up the cracks? Covering up the cracks wasn't saying that Kiwior can do a job. What are you chatting about? What are you talking about? This club been covering up the cracks for this manager. The fact that he can't get over the line, that he bottles every competition, that his game management's poor, that he looks lost every single time it's the crunch end of the season or knockout football, that he's fallen short in every competition, and yet that's not covering up the cracks. That's trust the process, believe next season. But when it's Liverpool, there's cracks, man. There's cracks. The cracks will show next season. The crack. Bro, bro, please. This is why I get angry with this fan base, bro. This is why I get angry with this fan. You can't make this pucaria up, bro. These maricas de merda always making up pucaria excuses, bro. Always making up excuses. There's always my shit don't stink. But everybody else is, we're in Liverpool, they got a league title, but, the cracks are going to be showing next season. If their cracks are going to be shown next season, what about ours? We've got a whole bench that we can't utilize. Bro, it's absolutely ridiculous, bro. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. I don't even get it. I genuinely don't get it. But let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one from Egal. Mystic Egal, let's run the camera. Let's run the clip.
I can't have us finishing third because there's a clip going around of me saying if we finish third, sack Arteta.
Right. What would you then if we come third?
Honestly, context changes everything, Dan.
Let's have this out. Let's have this out then, because I still don't get where this comes from. You said this is what you've said at the start of the season, right? You've said two things. I didn't know you'd said that. So if it's third Saka Arteta, and if Arnie Slot finishes above him, Saka Arteta, what is now the context? Are you really going to say it's the injuries and these bloody red cards and referees?
I don't think Arteta should be sacked, because I don't think Arteta is the reason why we're in the position we're in this season.
So what is the reason?
I think the reason why we're in the position we're in this season is because of injuries, because of poor recruitment, and finally some unprecedented refereeing decisions that we haven't seen before in football. Those are the three reasons. Now, if you want to just bin the refereeing decisions and you just want to look at the actual things that everyone would agree with me on, I don't think Arteta has had a poor season as a manager managing this team. We've had some really good results. We've had some poor results, but I think some of the poor results have not been down to just the manager. It's been down to the personnel we've had, to our availability. Also, it's also been down to situations where you just look at some of the guys out there and you're saying some of them are giving the best that they can. Defensively, we've been playing as good as we have the last couple of years. Midfield has been chopped and changed with Odegaard being in and out of the team, Mikel Moreno missing games earlier in the season, Declan Rice having a foot injury at some point, and he's had to deal with the midfield injuries also. Plus, he's had to deal with the attack injuries recently, which has tanked and created our attack. But before that, we were up there as one of the best attacking teams in the league. So I'm looking at the whole picture, and I'm saying I don't think getting rid of Arteta at this moment in time makes sense for me, because I don't think he has been the main culprit or issue. I think Arteta's actually done a really good job keeping us in the title race for as long as he did, getting us third.
Let's just stop there. So, man wanted to X the referee decisions and look at the recruitment and the injuries. Okay, cool. No worries. Why did Havertz get injured? Oh, yeah, because your manager played him into the ground. Why did Saka get injured? Oh, yeah, because this guy has been playing every competition and every minute of every match and being allowed to go out on international duty while the season's on, yeah, and play every minute for England, yeah, and been run into the ground. So this was coming by his management of those two players. Declan Rice, yeah, had a broken foot. Who continued to play him? Oh, yeah, Mikel Arteta. When Ben White was injured, yeah, who continued to play Ben White at the start of the season when we was having stinkers? Oh, yeah, your manager, Mikel Arteta, when he could have played Timber there. When he could have played Timber there and put Lewis Skelly on the left of our defense. He could have done that, but he continued to run Ben White into the ground and continued to get him injured. The same Mikel Arteta, yeah, that when we got Thomas Partey and he got injured on the pitch, pushed him back onto the pitch, yeah, to get re-injured, and then he had a series of getting re-injured and re-injured and re-injured. So in terms of the way that he's utilizes players, he was the cause for most of their injuries by playing players constantly into the ground to the point where they'll eventually get injured. And then once they were injured, playing them again and again and again while they were injured, instead of putting them out of the game and letting them recover. So when you talk about injuries, the injuries weren't something that we couldn't foresee. It was something that this filho da puta in Arteta already made it a problem by himself. He was the one that didn't go and get a right winger to compete with Saka. He was the one that, instead of burning Kai Havertz into the ground, that isn't good enough anyway, didn't go out there and get another striker after knowing that Jesus for the last 2 seasons have been injury prone, and you're going to have to heavily rely on Havertz because you can't rely on Jesus even since the last season. So don't come out with this injury bull crap, because he ran players into the ground for them to become injury prone or to get a series of long-term injuries out of this season. So I'm not hearing that. Then you talk about the recruitment. You guys told us, yeah, you celebrated Nketiah getting a 100k contract, yeah. When Arteta brought in Zinchenko, Fabi Vieira, Lokonga, you said if Arteta wants him, I want him, yeah. You guys said Arteta needs certain profiles to play his football. You guys were the ones celebrating Sterling coming into the club, saying that, oh, we're going to see a new side of Sterling. You guys are the ones that said Arteta wanted Moreno to unlock Martinelli. You guys were the ones that said that Kivior's a good baller. You lot said that Calafiori is the Maldini of defenders. You guys are the ones that told us, yeah, that Odegaard don't need any competition, because who's going to play second fiddle to Odegaard? And then when we got injury, the tune changed because all of a sudden we didn't have a number 10. What are we talking about here? When we buy players, you guys say it's Arteta's profile. He needs these players. Arteta's going to get it over the line. When we got Declan Rice and we bought him for over £100 million, you guys said if Arteta wanted him, I wanted him. It was a great signing, and this is exactly what Arteta wants. When it's a signing that works well for Arsenal, you man say it's an Arteta signing, and this is the players that he wants. When it's a bad signing, you start blaming Edu, and now you're starting to blame the board. I'm not hearing it. I am not hearing this bucadia, bro. You man pick and choose when signings are Arteta's and when they're not Arteta's, and it's all based on whether they're good or not. You man were telling me that Zinchenko was Arteta signing. Zinchenko, Jesus, Calafiori, Moreno, Kivio. Do you know what I'm saying? Runnison, Calhine, Trusty. Do you know what I'm saying? All these man, don't come up with these excuses, bro. These men are all, these foosball are always trying to shield this manager. When the going looks good, you man say everything is Arteta. Arteta was the one that brought in the players. Arteta is the one developing the players. Arteta is the one, is his game plan. Arteta is the one that is transforming the club. Now that it's going sideways, it's all on the board. What are you chatting about? Bro, absolute rubbish, bro. This whole thing is on Arteta, bro. The whole thing is on Arteta.
Third in the Champions League with all the adversity we've had. And I do think we've had as tough as a season as majority of the seasons around us, majority of the teams around us. And you see Man City cratered and have fallen out of the Champions League, fallen out of the title race way before us. Look at Tottenham and how their season's going. We haven't had as bad as this season injury-wise as Tottenham, but we've had a lot of players out numbers-wise. If you look at the number of players out that we've had this season, and I do think the manager's done a decent job keeping us afloat. And it gets to a point where you face so much adversity, it's no longer on the manager. You're kind of playing with your hand tied behind your back, and I don't want to hold the manager accountable for things he can't control.
How can he not control playing players into the ground? How can you not control that? The manager is in charge of the starting 11. How can you not control that? How can you not control that? With all the players that you brought in that you guys said was Mikel Arteta signings, how can you not control the way that this team's been built? When him and Edu, when they were at the club, would sit there in Sky Sports saying that we build the team together. How is it? How is it that we neglected getting a clinical striker, getting a world-class number 10 to compete with Odegaard, getting a right winger that can actually compete with Saka, getting a centre-back that we can actually have cover for Saliba and Gabriel, which we still do not have? Do you know what I'm saying? Getting a replacement for Xhaka, because that midfield actually looked better with Xhaka in there. Not with defensive duties, yeah, but when he is allowed, the last season of Xhaka, when he's allowed to go forward. Why didn't we go and get somebody that's better than Xhaka, but the same profile? Instead, we went and got Moreno, or we got Declan Rice that offers a lot defensively, but not a lot going forward. What are you talking about? How is this things that he could not control? Bro, these man, bro, I swear, the excuses, bro. He built this team, but yet it's not his fault. I've never seen a manager not being backed with 700 mil. Wow, bro, I can't believe it. Wow.
Okay, let me come with the Champions League. Let me ask you this question. Let's just say that injuries are the reason that we've struggled this season. Forget about referees for a minute. Forget about all the other stuff off the pitch. Forget about the fact that we're got board and owners that don't give a damn, that I think are as much of a disgrace, if not more, than Mikel Arteta. Which of the injuries do you think have affected us the most this season? From the list that we've had, which are the players that you think, oh my God, how the hell is he supposed to do anything? He's out. Who are the players? I guess it's Saka, Odegaard, Ben White. Are they the three?
Saka, Odegaard, Ben White, Havertz, and if I'm not mistaken, Declan Rice did get injured for a couple of games also.
Okay, yeah. Well, we had Declan Rice out of a broken toe for 2 games, didn't we? But
And he
Martin,
even played injured, so that affects you also.
Yeah, okay. So he played, and Ben White did as well. He played injured, which again is not the manager.
I can't.
Okay, now stinker. You know what I'm saying? Absolute stinker by me. That's how much I've had enough of this, bro. Newcastle, we lost without Saka. Yeah? Why couldn't we beat Newcastle without Saka? Why couldn't we beat Newcastle without Saka? Man United, we lost. Why couldn't we beat Man United without Saka? Seems like we're a one-man team. Fulham, we drew to Fulham. Saliba and Partey were out. Why couldn't we beat Fulham with 2 defensive players out? It weren't even attackers. 2 defensive players were out against Fulham. We couldn't beat them. Aston Villa. We drew against Aston Villa. We couldn't beat Aston Villa without 2 defensive players and 1 attacker. Ben White was out, Partey was out, and Saka was out. And we was unable to beat Villa. 5 years deep. £700 million spent. We can't beat Aston Villa. Everton. We couldn't beat Everton with Partey and Ben White out. Only 2 defensive players, not attackers, defensive players. We couldn't beat Everton. Bournemouth, we had Saka and Odegaard out. Unable to beat them. Unable to beat them. But we've got a bench that can do a job that has versatility. But we couldn't beat Bournemouth with Saka and Odegaard out. Looks like the bench ain't good enough. Looks like the bench ain't good enough. Chelsea, we had a full squad. Full squad. They're on phase 1. And we couldn't beat them. Bro, I'm not hearing this rubbish, bro. I'm not hearing this rubbish, bro. I am not hearing this rubbish. There's so many games that we had Saka available, and yet we still couldn't beat the opposition. Fulham, we had Saka, couldn't beat them. Everton, we had Saka, couldn't beat them. Do you know what I'm saying? Chelsea, we had Saka, couldn't beat them. What are we talking about here? Excuses upon excuses, man. All to protect this manager, bro. I'm tired of this Bukadia, man. I'm tired of this rubbish, bro. Run the next clip.
And he spent money on 31 players. And people are still saying he hasn't got the squad. So why has he had 31 players, 3 squads worth, that is, yeah, near enough. And we still don't have the squad that's good enough to compete. If I said to you, anybody, here's 31 players, go and buy.
How many players did Chelsea buy?
I don't have a bloody clue.
How many players have Manchester United bought since
with the same manager?
Okay, let me give you one who's had the same manager for a long time. How many players did what do you call it, Pochettino buy?
And you know what? That's a great example. That is a great example, and that is why Arteta and Pochettino are on the same bracket.
Okay.
Tell him, Dan. Exactly. That's why Arteta and Pochettino are on the same level.
How about this? Forget about that then. If you want to look at money spent and players brought in, I think Arsenal, for the money that we've spent, the 800 million that gets thrown at us, I think we've done a decent job considering the fact that Chelsea have spent $1 billion, Manchester United have spent more than us in that period, Tottenham have spent a lot of money, and they're nowhere near us competing
because
for the
we get bantered for how much they've spent. They get bantered for how much they've spent, right?
No, they don't. Actually, we get bantered for not winning the league for spending less than them.
We get bantered for
spending less than them.
We spent 200 million less.
Why is it, yeah? When Chelsea spend money, yeah, they must win. They must win stuff. When Man United spend money, they must win. But when Arsenal spend money, we don't have to win. What about everybody else? This is the point. Chelsea, bro, even Chelsea fans are criticizing what their ownership is doing with the money spent. Because there's expectations once you spend money. Man United, they've been getting onto their ownership about how poor their ownership has run their money. Because there's expectations when you spend money. The only difference is you're trying to avoid expectation onto your manager and onto your club after we spent money. All 3 of us, it's not good enough. All of us look like clowns. Chelsea not been good enough. Man United have been clowns and Arsenal have been clowns. Just because we're higher up the table, we don't look any closer to winning a league title. We were supposed to be the team that were ready to get that number 1 spot and win the title once Man City drop off. This season has proven exactly why I said that would not happen, because we're not prepared. The team ain't good enough. The team ain't good enough, which is why Liverpool are able to win the league. So what are we talking about? No one's sitting here defending, oh, Chelsea, look what they've done. Chelsea fans keep talking about the fact that they need a goalkeeper. They need a centre-back partnership. They need rotation for Caicedo. They need a world-class striker. They need another number 10 to fill in for if Palmer's having a bad game. They've been criticizing their team because they understand you spend money, you're a big club, there's big expectations. Man United have been clowning the fact that there's too many players like Rasmus, players like Garnacho, players like that ain't good enough that need to go because Man United need to get some ballers. They've been complaining about Onana. So they criticize their regime. Why can't you criticize? Why can't you have the same expectation for Arsenal? That is the difference. That is the difference. The difference is we spend money and yet you still hold us to this, oh yeah, but look at everybody else. Bro, by your same logic that everybody else is looking bad, what are we doing? Just because we're second doesn't mean anything. We're about to get kicked out of the Champions League. We've got kicked out of both the cups by flipping Newcastle and Man United. The team that you're now criticizing, yeah, they kicked us out the cup. And now we're not going to win the league. What are we talking about here? So I'm saying, I just don't get it, bro. They see it so clear when it's the rivals, but when it's Arsenal, context. But what about this? But what about that? But the referees, VAR, people against us. There was no quality in the market. There's always a bunch of excuses that you don't use to your rivals. The only comfortable excuses that you use when we're talking about Mikel Arteta. It's jarring, bro.
That's it. That's like 2 or 3 players worth less, and we still haven't won anything. They've actually won stuff. Chelsea
They
won
won it before they spent the billion, bro.
Yeah. Chelsea have won a Champions League and they've spent $1 billion, and they're getting bantered, rightly so. Manchester United have spent 1.6 billion in the last God knows how many years, 5-6 years. There's only Man United and Chelsea that have spent more money.
Would you rather be in Manchester United's position right now with with a League Cup and an FA Cup, or would you rather be in our position with the FA Cup in the last 5 years?
I'd take their trophies, but I wouldn't take their position as a club. I think they're a mess, and I think Chelsea are a mess.
A lot of people would rather be in that position, winning trophies, than be in our position.
Why can't we be like the manager that you guys compared Arteta to? Why can't we be like Klopp? Didn't you lot tell me that, but it took Klopp 4 years? Well, it's now 5 years under this manager. Why can't we be like that? Oh, yeah, because now it doesn't suit your narrative because the manager hadn't actually achieved anything within the time it took Klopp to win a major honour. That's why you're conveniently no longer bringing up Klopp. You, man, told us it took Klopp 4 years. Give Arteta time. He didn't spend 800 M's, 700 M's to win his first major honour. By the time he hit around, 550, 600 million pounds, he already had a Champions League. Then he went on to win the Premier League. What has this manager done? But you want to compare to the teams that are not doing so well. Bro, I don't care. I do not care. At the end of the day, you, man, told us it took Klopp 4 years. What happened to all that chat? What happened to all the chat? It took Klopp 4 years. Do you know what I'm saying? But these men will act like they never said that now because it's not convenient. It's not convenient to bring that up no more because this manager has done worse than the manager you was comparing him to. It's a joke, man. Absolute joke.
City's position. I want to be in Manchester City's position.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's absolutely crazy. Let's run the next clip.
Attackers, you bring in 2 attackers.
If this is true and Ben Jacobs is right and we spend 300 million, what summer would excite you?
What would excite me?
Yeah.
Bruno G, Zubimendi. And instead of getting Sesko and Nico Williams, get me Isaac and go get me Leroy Sané on a free.
Okay. So this transfer window, you see this transfer window? I dare see you, Agal, talking about, Sesko's a good buy. Maybe we can do this and that. Okay, cool. You said for you to be excited, you want Zubimendi, you want Bruno G, you want Isak, you want Sane. Cool. If we don't see those signings or signings that are nowhere near that level, I don't want to hear you saying maybe we can unlock them. Maybe Arteta can get a tune out of them. Maybe we can see another side of them. That's all good. I'm saving this clip. Anyhow, we get a Sesko, which is probably what we're gonna do, yeah, because this ownership ain't got no ambition. And you start twerking and making videos about why Sesko can be a great signing. And look at his heat map, and look at his XG, and look at this, and look at that, and look at his heat map, and all this rubbish, bro. You're gonna get cooked just based on your own words. But continue.
That would excite me. Forget about spreading your money between 2 players. Take the 150, get me Isaac. Take the rest of them. Take the wages that you're planning to give the other player, and get me a free signing like Leroy Sané. He's still a baller. He's still quite young, and we've seen players, half the player he was, come back to the Premier League and ball out. So I would rather, instead of getting Sesko and Nico Williams for the same money as Isaac, 150 spread over 2 players, take that 150, drop it at Newcastle's table, be like, we'll take him, take the 60 million. We'll take him, and you know what? We'll be giving them 210 million for 2 players, but it's damn near worth it. We'll be taking.
Well, you think Newcastle?
Right. Let me save that now on my notes, on my computer notes. Igal says 2025, 14th of the 3rd. Igal says exciting transfer window. He wants Isak, Bruno G. Who else did he say? Zubamendi, Zubi Dubi Doo, and Sane. Minimum. Yeah? Minimum. Cool. That's been saved now. Yeah? Anyhow, Filo da puta. Anyhow. You tried to sell me a Sesko or some other bum, a Lukonga part 2, or a Fabi Vieira part 2, or a Trusty part 2, you're getting cooked. No worries. I'm keeping this clip as well. That's going to get saved into the archives. And anyhow, I see you coming up with any rubbish here during the transfer window. Yeah, doing the bare, letting this club do the bare minimum. Cool. It's time to get roasted. You know what I'm saying? That has been saved there on my clips. You know what I'm saying? My notes. Let's continue.
Newcastle would sell to Arsenal, Bruno and Isak.
If they don't have Champions League football and they're looking to sell the player, they'll sell to the highest bidder. Money talks. We need to start pushing our weight around and acting like a big club. You guys talk about standards. This is the fucking standards I'm talking about, Dan.
I mean, I love it. I'm here for it. I just don't know if it's realistic.
Okay. Igal also says, let's put that on the notes as well. Igal also said, let's start pushing our weight around and acting like a big club. This is the standard. Okay, thank you. Continue, Igal, please. Continue. We're taking notes. Continue.
I think they can get.
They want to sell players.
They don't want to sell Isak and Bruno, surely.
No, they might not want to sell them, but they're going to be in a situation where they're going to have to sell if they don't get Champions League football.
I've spoken to Newcastle fans, and they say the one they're most worried about losing is Bruno.
Okay. Igal also says, let's put that in the diaries as well. If Newcastle don't get champs football, they have to sell. Cool. So I don't want to hear no pukaria about there's no quality in the market or we was unable to get the deal over the line. No problem. Continue, Igal. Continue, please. Continue. There you go. That was it from Igal.
Attackers, you bring in 2 attackers.
That was it from Igal. Right. Let's get the other clips up. Let's get the other clips up because this is how you have to deal with them. You have to deal with them like a lawyer. Otherwise, they'll backtrack and everything. They said, up next. Now, Hooks, you're my guy. But the nonsense coming out of your mouth, bro, we're going to have to get into that as well. We're going to have to get into the nonsense by Hooks. Hooks as well coming out with some atrocious takes. Let's run the clips. Feel that puta. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. There you go.
You're beating Real Madrid.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where navigate me? Where do we go from here? Yeah.
Where do we go? We go to the game, and then I'm sure someone in the chat will clip you.
There we go. There we go. That's what you wanted.
It won't be me, man. That's beneath me to clip you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not the.
Oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna beat Real Madrid, Hooks. Yeah, we're gonna beat Real Madrid. Yeah, no problem. No, we'll remember that. We're gonna beat Real Madrid. Yeah.
I would have Real Madrid probably looking at it like this. Raw. We don't. Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, we're not trying to buck Liverpool. And then they probably would have been like, you know what? Arsenal, Atletico, Madrid, toss of a coin.
What have you been smoking, Hook?
You're not on the level of Atletico Madrid.
This is why you haven't won one before, Hooks. You don't know what it takes.
That is laughable.
Oh my!
You don't know what it takes.
Sorry, can I just establish? Are you saying that Arsenal are better or more feared than Atletico Madrid?
What I'm saying is Real Madrid definitely didn't want to come up against Arsenal in this running.
Yeah, but they would be more worried. Sure, Hooks. Fine, let's go with that theory.
Yeah, wait, they would actually be more
crazy. Real Madrid do not want to come up against Arsenal. Yeah, they're more scared of Arsenal than they are of Atletico. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about? Based on what? Based on what? Based on what? What have we done? What have we achieved? What have we actually done to make Real Madrid fearful, bro? What this delusion is beyond me, bro. Based on what? We don't, bro. We can't even run our own league, let alone going in Europe and doing something. Why would Real Madrid fear a club that have been embarrassed numerous times in Europa? With Unai Emery, we got slapped up by Chelsea and Baku. We got embarrassed in the Europa League with this manager against Olympiacos, against Villarreal, against Sporting Lisbon. When we've been in the Champions League last season, we got embarrassed by Bayern Munich. Why would Real Madrid say, "Oh, you know what? The team I fear is Arsenal, bro"? Atleti actually got European history. They've won Europa Leagues with Simeone. They've actually won in Europe in the last 5 years of their manager. Just the last 5 years, they've won their league title. What's Arteta done in the last 5 years? Won an FA Cup. An FA Cup that you guys, since that FA Cup, would say, "Yo, throw the FA Cups in the bin. We don't care about FA Cups." That's how highly you rate the FA Cup. "Oh, we don't care about the FA Cups. Bigger fish to fry." Bigger fish to fry. We're going for the big honors. We're going for the Champions League and the Premier League. And what did we do? Fall short. Why would Real Madrid fear us? Based on what? Last season, they won the Champions League, won the league title. They had no striker. They played 2 wingers. Ancelotti's won everything in the game. Multiple Champions Leagues. Ancelotti's their most decorated manager in the history of that football club. The most elite football club in the world. Why the fuck would he fear Mikel Arteta's Arsenal? Based on what? Did West Ham fear us? Did Fulham fear us? Did Everton fear us this season? Did Man United fear us? Did Newcastle fear us? What are we talking about? We lost to Inter Milan already this season in the Champions League. Did they fear us? And now we're talking about Real Madrid fearing us. Bro, what are we doing, Hooks, man? What are we doing? Bro, I swear down. This guy, bro. I don't even know, bro. You know, bro, this is... No, we're going to have to write it down. Where's the pad? Where's the pad? Hooks says Real Madrid fear Arsenal more than Atleti. There we go. Continue, because we're taking notes. Let's VAR. Let's just go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Let's VAR that.
I would have Real Madrid probably looking at it like this. Liverpool. Yeah, we're not trying to buck Liverpool. And then they probably would have been like, you know what? Arsenal, Atletico, Madrid, toss of a coin.
What have you been smoking, Herc?
You're not on the level of Atletico Madrid.
This is why you haven't won one before, Hooks. You don't know what it takes.
That is laughable.
Oh my
You
days.
saying sorry, can I just establish? Are you saying that Arsenal are better or more feared than Atletico Madrid?
What I'm saying is Real Madrid definitely didn't want to come up against Arsenal in this running.
Yeah, but they would be more worried. Sure, Hooks. Fine, let's go with that theory.
Yeah, wait, no, and they would actually be more worried about Arsenal. They would actually be more worried about Arsenal because they have less information on Arsenal. They have less data on Arsenal. Like they play.
I'm not there. They've never heard of the team Arsenal, man.
Hooks, brother.
Wait. Real Madrid are scared of coming up against Arsenal because they have less data and less information about Arsenal. Hooks. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. This ain't the Victorian days, bro. There's internet. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a thing called the internet. There's televisions these days. There's mobile phones. There's iPads. Do you know what I'm saying? There's computers. There's laptops. What am I talking about? So you're telling me, yeah, they're not going to do their homework on the team. They're not going to watch back a lot of our games. They're not going to see the way that we play. They're not going to see our last couple of results. They're not going to do anything. Their scouting team and everybody who works for Real Madrid they don't know anything about Moreno that's come from that league. They know nothing about Trossard, nothing about Martinelli. They know nothing about Odegaard. Yeah, that was their ex-player. They know nothing about him. Saliba that they're tapping up, they know nothing about Saliba, even though they're tapping up Saliba and want to sign Saliba, allegedly, however you want to take it. You're telling me they know nothing about Saliba, but yet they want to sign him. They know nothing about Timber. They know nothing about Ben White. What are we talking about here, bro? What kind of bookery is this, Hooks, man? Now, fuck this. I'm tired of this, man. Is this guy actually serious, bro? Now, listen, I like Hooks here, but he's talking waffle, bro. How is it that you know about Real Madrid? You know that they're not looking that convincing, that Vinny didn't play that well the last game, that Rodrigo wasn't all that in the last game, that Bellingham wasn't all that in their last game, Mbappe didn't play that great in their last game, they won through penalty. You know all of this, but everybody that works for Real Madrid that are paid money to be scouts, to be part of the staff, the coaching staff, the manager that gets paid millions of pounds to do his homework on the team, they know nothing about Arsenal, bro, because we're not from that league. Bro, stop being naive, man. How does that make sense? Bro, come on, man. Bro, I'm sorry, man. This is a stinker, bro, from Hooks, bro. What are you chatting about? So you, as a fan, you know a lot more about Real Madrid. You know about what's been going good, what's not been going good. Asensio playing well. Rudiger's been doing his thing. They got a top goalkeeper. You've seen Camavinga playing well. But they don't know nothing about Arsenal, bro. And you're just a fan like me. But the people that work for their club know nothing about Arsenal. Come on, bro.
Brother.
Huh?
Brother. Come on, put that Atletico in the bag. Just put the Atletico in the bag. Put the Arsenal in the bag and keep it stepping.
No, it's cool. I hear it. It's all.
You're doing the mouth, bro. Hooks, you're doing the mouth breather thing. You're doing the mouth.
No,
breather
man,
thing.
it's all
Doing the mouth
hee
breather.
ha ha, hee ha ha.
No,
Arsenal are dead.
no.
I hear it. The hee ha ha. Arsenal are shit.
It's not about Arsenal are dead.
Hee ha ha. I get it.
Even Igal is cringing, man. Even Igal is cringing at that take.
Hey,
Stinker
Bro.
and Hook.
hey, man. If we all wanted to hear the same opinions, do you know what I mean? Like we just clone somebody and dash all of
So
them.
let me ask you. I'll indulge this. What part of Arsenal is going to be more worrying to Real Madrid than Atletico, who have got one of the greatest managers in world football and have got top players all over the park that have been there, seen it, and done it and won it?
I mean,
What
they
part
don't.
of your team-
Top players all over the park. Yeah, I hear
Surprise, surprise, Igal agrees.
Oh, I don't know again.
I hear it. Top players all over the park.
I'm waiting for an answer. I'm waiting for one second.
Okay.
What's the
Okay. So Arsenal are very similar. This is why, because remember, I said flip of a coin. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid. That's
I'm
what I
still
said.
not getting an answer. Like,
Flip of a
what?
coin, innit? But
What?
Arsenal you can see similarities between the way that we approach the game to how Atletico approaches the game. Innit? There's
But according
similarities.
to you, Rail wouldn't know that, bro.
We're both
No
very
data.
we're both very pragmatic. We're both very defense first. We're both very solid in our defensive structure. It's very similar. Now, I would say that the difference for me at least is we have better defenders
Than who?
than Atletico
What,
Madrid.
Atletico?
Sorry, have you seen Jimenez for Atletico Madrid? He is.
Both.
He is.
But Saliba and Gabriel is defo top 3 centre back partnership in world football. So it's like we're dealing with different. We've conceded after only yesterday, because obviously we played some Super C team. We'd only conceded 4 goals in the Champions League.
How did that partnership do?
It's funny how you're only mentioning the centre-back partnership. Why didn't you mention the rest of the defenders? Because you'll mention Timber on the right or Ben White on the right, and then you'll look at the left and say, yo, we've got Calafiori on the left. Ultimately, this is all irrelevant, because that's only one part of our game. If it was just based down to defence, why is it that this great defence was getting cooked by Man United in the second half? Why is this great defence held, 2-3 goals against Bournemouth this season? How come this great defense, couldn't keep out Inter Milan this season? Why couldn't this great defense, get us the win against Fulham, Everton? Bro, it's all great, talking about this great defense, this great defense. Bro, this great defense, got out-jumped this season by flipping Bowen. Now, Bowen's a good player, but he should not be out-jumping our centre-backs. Tielemans out-jumped our centre-backs, Let's not go on like this defense has been impeccable. Calafiori on that left-hand side has been cooked this season by Hudson-Odoi and Garnacho. And you're sitting there talking about how great this defense is. We've been cooked this season at times. Yes, it hasn't been a 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 thrashing, but we've been cooked at times with this defense, bro. So this is what I don't understand, At the end of the day, this defense is decent, but this season it hasn't been to the levels it's been last season in certain games going up against certain opposition. And not only that, The football is a team game, innit? You can defend. You still need to score goals. Who's gonna score us the goals, bro? Who's gonna score us the goals? Where were the goals when we needed it in the cup games? Where was the goals when we needed it against Man United and we got a draw? Where was the goals to beat Fulham, to beat Chelsea, to beat Bournemouth? Where were the goals? Like, man are talking like, oh, just having a great defense, bro. Well, what's that great defense done for us in the league? Because guess what? We're 15 points behind Liverpool. Where was that great defense done for us in the cup games? Guess what? We're out. Do you know what I mean? What are we talking about here? But man's talking like, oh, just because we got a good defense, what, the rest of the team doesn't exist? There's not a starting 11. We're just looking at the defense. Bro, what are we talking about? And when it comes to stinking out games, yeah, and getting over the line, Atleti have actually been there, done that. They've won Copa del Rey's doing that. They've won the league doing that. They've won Europa Leagues doing that under this manager. Do you know what I'm saying? But now you're talking about Arteta and, oh, we got a better defense and we can stink it out. Based on what? We ain't stunk it out to win anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, we're facing Real Madrid anyway, but to undermine, bro, the two teams, yeah, that know how to stink it out and get a result, yeah, Inter Milan and Atleti, and both of them have won more with their ownership, with their managers playing like that than we have. We've stunk it out doing the dark arts and we've done nothing but bottle league title after league title. Inter Milan have won their league title. Atleti have won a league title, you know what I mean, in the last 5 years, playing like that. And they've won Europa Leagues. And they won league titles before that. What have we done? But yet we're talking like we're the blueprint. We're not the blueprint. When it comes to Europe and stinking out dark arts, we're the bottom. We're one of the. We're not even in the top two. In the top two, bro. That's the reality. When it comes to dark arts in Europe, yeah, we are not even in. Bro, even Real Madrid know how to do dark arts better than us. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're not even. We're pushing outside the top 5 in doing the dark arts in Europe. What do we do? What do we actually do? We couldn't even do dark arts in fucking Europa League. And man talking about dark arts in our defense going up against Atleti. Bro, it's delusion. This is delusion. This is delusion, man.
Against West Ham.
Oh, and here we go. Like, you know, like here we go. Like, do you know what I mean? They conceded 1 goal. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand. What are we doing?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Diabolical take from Hawks, bro. Let's run the clip.
It's a proper...
Red hot this year, man.
Yeah. Okay, but the pool and Llorente is not better than Rice and Park.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. What? Sorry, you're a team that don't ever win anything. What? Where is this coming from? Where is like?
Okay. So basically, footballing ability doesn't matter. It's just about what have you won for me lately.
No, when it comes to Champions League, it is all about that.
On that pedestal, you're putting them on, right?
I hear it.
Hang on, hear me out. At some point, for these players to be on. Listen, so far.
Yo, the screen ain't showing, yeah? All right, cool. Hold on. Let me know if you lot can see it. Can you lot see it now? Let me know if you lot can see it still. I don't know why it's not showing now. Hold on. You lot can see that, yeah? Yo, chat. All right, cool. All right, let me restart that. Let's go.
Red hot this year, man.
Yeah. Okay, but the pool and Llorente is not better than Rice and Park.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. What? Sorry, you're a team that don't.
But this is the thing, yeah. This whole but our midfield is better, bro. What team wins stuff, innit? Because ultimately, yeah, this is the same nonsense that this fan base talk about. Who's got the best youngsters? Who's got the best right winger? Who gives a fuck? If your team has a better young talent or has a better midfield duo, but my team wins major honors or my team gets over the line to win cups and win silverware, do you think I give a crap about some stupid debate about, but my two midfielders are better than yours? My team is winning stuff. That's the aim of the game. So you might have better players in 1, 2, 3 positions or whatever the case may be. But the goal of the sport is to win major honors, bro. So it's an irrelevant argument. What are you arguing about? The argument should be about who's winning what. And guess what? That team, that manager, and that club has been more successful in the last 20 years than Arsenal. It doesn't matter how you feel about, we may have a better defense or this. I don't even believe that we got a better defense. But at the end of the day, yeah, they actually know how to defend to get their way out of, Yeah, I'm saying sticky situations to win games and win trophies. That's the reality of it. The whole my player's better than your player. Who cares? Whoever's team is best wins major honors, innit? That's what it's about. It's not about this individual little fights, bro. Fuck the battle, win the war. Arsenal fans always wanted to win these little battles about, oh, but my player's better than your player, or that player there is better than your player. Bro, is your team better? If your team ain't better, who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Who cares? Win the trophy. All of this is irrelevant. All of this is irrelevant. Even if you say Arsenal will get a better centre-back pairing, cool. What's that led us to win? Because when we put trophies on the table in the last 10, 15, 20 years, and they put their trophies on, who's won what? Who's won what? That's all that anyone gives a fuck about. Who cares about who? It's all irrelevant, man. This fan base always concentrate on the most irrelevant stuff. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. The game ain't won based on whose defense is better. That's it. The game's won and done. You still need a midfield to counter-attack and to help the defense. You still need attackers to put the ball in the back of the net. Like what? All of a sudden, we're just going to focus on that one aspect of the Arsenal team that you like and that you rate. Like that's a solid argument. It doesn't make no sense, bro. It's crazy.
Ever win anything? Where is this coming from? Where is like?
Okay. So basically, football inability doesn't matter. It's just about what have you won for me lately.
No, when it comes to Champions League, it is all about that.
On that pedestal, you're putting them on, right?
I hear it.
Hang on, hear me out. At some point, for these players to be on. Listen, so far I've heard that your midfield's better than Atletico's. Your defense is better than Atletico's.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did say I said we got a better defense.
Right.
I don't think that Arteta is better than Simeone at setting up a defense, but I do think player for player,
player for player.
Okay, so you just said I haven't said that our midfield is better. Okay, cool. So Atleti's midfield is better, their attack is better, and their manager's better. But then player for player, you're arguing that we got a better defense. They got three aspects that are better. And on top of that, they've actually got European heritage. Why is this even a debate? Why is this even a debate, bro? I don't even get it. Hooks, generally, I don't get it, bro. Like, what are we actually debating here?
I think player for player, we have a better defense than most teams in world football.
Yeah. Okay. Who's better, Calafiori or their left back?
But will Calafiori be playing left back for me? Calafiori won't be playing left back.
Are you going to put Skelly in there in a quarter-final against Real?
100%. Would you think I want Rodrigo running at Calafiori?
I'm 17-year-old.
I mean, you're going to tell me, you're going to go and tell me that what? So are you going to tell me that Miles Lewis Skelly hasn't been good at left back this season?
He's nowhere near the Atletico Madrid fullbacks, is
he?
Got
destroyed
let's be brutally honest
about
this.
Off. What are you talking about? He should be sent off against PSV. You don't handle PSV. What are we doing here?
What do you mean? I did them up 7-1.
Wolves, you got sent off.
I did them up 7-1.
No,
what are we doing, man?
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying.
Lewis Skelly lost his head and should have got sent off away at PSV. You're trying to put an argument against Rodrigo.
No, we shouldn't have.
15 times.
By the way, if I get past Real Madrid, all of you are on streams. You're getting off your chairs and you're clapping for me.
You're getting a guard of honor for a semi-final.
My guy's asking for a guard of honor if we beat Real Madrid. Oh my god! No, you can't make this bullshit up, bro. I swear, no. This fan base is so finished. I'm VAR in that, bro. For everyone that didn't catch that, bro, VAR that immediately. VAR that, bro. Hooks, I swear down. Take some time off YouTube, my bro. Take some time off YouTube. Spend some time with friends and loved ones. Just have some time off, bro. Real talk, bro.
If I get past Real Madrid, all of you are on streams. You're getting off your chairs and you're clapping for me.
You're getting a guard of honor for a semi-final. This is the mentality I can't stand, bro.
You're capping for me, but the difference
No. Hooks, I'll tell you now. You win the Champions League, I stand up for you. Win it.
Let me finish, because if I don't get to the full stop, then the point gets misconstrued. Let me get to the full stop before you open your mouth.
Get to the question mark first.
So if Real Madrid beat Arsenal, it's just like, it was meant to happen. Normal. This is what everyone will say. Yeah. Just what's going to happen. This is why Real Madrid
standing ovation for beating Real Madrid. Is that what you want?
Not in the final, by the way. Not in the final.
Yeah, quarterfinals.
Final. In the quarterfinals.
Okay, so by the way, if you're not gonna show me respect for me beating Real Madrid in knockout football, when you man all say Real Madrid in knockout football is different, if you're not gonna do that, then don't troll me now.
No, but it's not about
remain silent. Just remain silent.
I can't do this.
Remain silent.
I get deluded takes some forest.
But no one was trolling you. You're the one coming out saying that, our defense is better than Atletico and that Real Madrid. You're the one that made the statement saying Real Madrid are more scared coming up against Arsenal than they are going up against Atletico. That is the statement that they got onto you about. No one was just trolling you. You're saying some wild stuff. Real Madrid have got more reason to respect Atletico than they do Arsenal. That based on what Atletico's actually won league titles against them. Atletico's actually got some European heritage. What's Arsenal done? But what are you talking about? Like, it don't work like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, getting past Real Madrid, that's all great. You could be happy about that. Cool, it's Real Madrid. We know the heritage. We know who they are. 15-time Champions League winners. We know all of that. But ultimately, if we don't win the Champions League, it means nothing. It means nothing. You don't get a trophy just because you beat Real Madrid, because it's the quarterfinals, not the finals, bro. Like, I don't understand how that's a hard concept to understand. This is crazy, bro. I'm so tapped out this season. I am so tapped out.
Respect for winning, but no one's out here giving you no guard of honor, bro.
No, I didn't say guard of honor. I'm saying you're capping for me. You're getting up in your capping. You're getting up in your capping. That's simple.
Well, no, we're not. We're just saying you'll get your well done.
Well, you will definitely apologize.
You can cook.
I'll tell you that.
You can cook.
You will definitely be apologizing to me. I'll tell you.
Apologizing is crazy.
You will definitely be apologizing to me. Oh, bro, I don't even. Oh, my days, man. I said you will definitely be apologizing to me.
You can cook.
You will definitely be apologizing to me. I'll tell you.
Apologizing is crazy. Apologizing is crazy.
But you know what?
He is moving wild. I can't even lie. Hooks, you're moving so wild, bro. You need to chill out, bro. I swear that you need to chill out, man. You need to chill out.
Out of the 8 teams, Hooks, where would you say you are in terms of the favourites to win it? Of the 8 teams left?
I would say Barcelona. Well, Barcelona are my favourites to win it. Then I would say
Real Madrid.
He's gonna say Arsenal.
Yeah, maybe Real Madrid or Bayern, one of the two. Then I would say Inter and then Arsenal.
Wait, so you got?
So you just rated all the teams that are the favourites to win the Champions League, yeah? And you, after all of that, chatting all the hardest about Arsenal, this and our defense, and we got the best defense in Europe and the best centre backs in Europe, you put Arsenal last. Like what I don't even get it, bro. I don't even get it, bro. So what was all that glazing for? I don't understand it, bro. What was all that glazing for?
Yourselves behind Real Madrid, but you think you're going through.
The bookies have you.
No, I'm the underdog. I've already said I'm.
Out of the 8 teams, Hooks, where would you say you are in terms of the favourite?
Crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Man said that we're gonna beat Real Madrid, but yeah, we're behind Barca. We're behind Real Madrid in terms of being favourites. We're behind Inter. We're behind Bayern, but we're gonna beat Real Madrid. I don't get it, bro. I genuinely don't get it, bro. Like, honestly, Hooks. I don't even know, bro. Like, I don't even know, man. It's just wild. Absolutely wild. But look at this Bucaria that I've seen as well. This next clip that we've got. Watch this nonsense.
Men lie, women lie, numbers do not. Arsenal have a 16.8% chance of winning the Champions League. That's top 3. As you guys can see, who's in 5th? Is that Real Madrid, who Arsenal will be playing? We will be there no matter what. Hey, Real Madrid, be scared, bro. To the Arsenal are coming very, very soon. Barcelona got a 20% chance, bro. Come on, man. That's like 4%, bro. We don't care about that. They can take their little 4%. PSG, apparently the team that Arsenal beat, by the way, 2-0. Hey, apparently are higher than us. But guess what? We already beat them. We'll beat them again when it comes to in the semi-finals, if they make it. Because they have to go face Aston Villa, who are in 7th. I look like the underdogs, but do not.
Real Madrid, be scared. Be scared. Bro, look at the bro. Look at the. Just look at my fan base, bro. Look at my fan base, bro. Sideshow Bob, be scared, be scared. Real Madrid, be scared. I just want the season to be over, man.
Not rule out Aston Villa, because Aston Villa could pull off an upset against these lot. They beat Bayern. Let's not forget this. And they also did well against Liverpool. They managed to pull off a comeback against Arsenal when we were 2-0 up. So there's a lot to play for. But Arsenal's chances of winning the Champions League, 16.8%. Hey, 3rd place, I'm telling you right now, 1 in 8 chance of winning the Champions League. We will be there in Real Madrid. See you soon. Men like
Real Madrid will be there real soon, yeah? You see, they never learn, man. They never learn. Just gas it. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know where this delusion comes from, bro. I don't know where they're bred. I don't know where they're factured. I don't know if there's a factory. I don't know what's going on, bro. But apparently, Real Madrid, be scared, Be scared of Arsenal. 5-time Premier League bottlers. 5-time. You know what I mean? 4-time FA Cup bottlers. 4-time Carabao Cup bottlers. Be scared. Because we're coming into town. Be scared, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see that smoke. You don't want to see Mikel Moreno. You don't want to see Trossard. You don't want to see Sterling. You don't want to see them, man. It's long for you. You don't want to see Calafiori. Fuck yeah, no, bro. Run the next clip.
What's your percentage?
How do people giving us no chance?
What's your percentage?
Huh?
To go through against 2.
40%.
40% chance.
Where's that coming from?
40% chance. Why not?
40.
40% chance. Why not? Why not? Because your manager can't even get us a Carabao Cup. Because you've got Calafiori, that's a nightmare defensively. Because we've got Mikel Moreno, that's doing fuck all for us. Because we've got Odegaard, that bottles all big opportunities. Every time it's the crunch end, goes missing. Because we got fucking man like Sterling. Well, actually, Sterling, he got a yellow card. I actually don't think he can actually play. But it is what it is. We got Trossard that's been out of form. Martinelli been out of form. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we actually talking about here? Like, what do you mean? Bro, it's about a 5% chance that we're going to go through against against Real Madrid. Let's just keep it real, bro. Man said, why not? We've got a whole bench full of players that we can't even utilize. Crazy.
50% chance of going through against Real Madrid across 2 legs.
Yeah,
40.
Yeah, a 40% chance, right? Listen, right?
No worries.
Why not?
Because of Real Madrid.
Did you think you were going to go out to PSG? If we would have had the same conversation.
It's a lot more balanced, isn't it?
You're the favourites,
Arsenal,
right?
Real Madrid, and Liverpool, PSG. We're the top of our leagues.
Let him cook.
Let me just say.
I'll just wait.
Let me just say.
Wait sometimes,
Let's
isn't
just
it?
sit back.
Did you think?
Can't wait for this.
Did you think, right, that PSG were going to knock you out over the 2 legs? Did anybody here?
I didn't know.
Nobody did.
I had Liverpool favourites.
Right, exactly. Right, you're out.
But
right?
they had more of a chance of beating us than you have of beating
Did you
Madrid,
think
bro.
last year that Borussia Dortmund would go all the way to the final, having a horrible season in the Bundesliga?
Nope.
No.
Make sure we clip all of this.
They went all the way to the final, right? Did you think, right, that Atalanta would beat Bayer Leverkusen in the final, unbeaten the whole season, invincible season in Germany, right? They got to the final, right, and lost. Atalanta beat them 3-0. Lookman, hat-trick.
Yeah, but we're talking
right?
about
Did you
Real
think
Madrid.
that?
We're talking
Yeah,
about
but this
Madrid.
is Real Madrid we're talking about, Robbie.
So I'm saying, right, when people are just saying immediately, right, like we're some poor side. We got a very good defence as well, right? We got a good even in that game yesterday. I know Atletico are top side, yeah, but that was a penalties.
Oh, there we go. I was on mute. The reason, yeah, that defense that he's talking about, yeah, that defense has brought us as much as the dark arts, set piece kings. Do you know what I'm saying? Spreading the goals around. Fuck all. That's what that great defense has brought us. It's brought us as much as the dark arts and the set piece kings has brought us. Nothing. And the reason, everybody already knows why Liverpool's respected in the Champions League, because they won it 6 times. So I don't understand why you're making a comparison between. Did you think that Liverpool would beat PSG? Yeah, based on history, yeah, they should have beat them, but they didn't beat them. I don't get it. How do you compare that to Arsenal?
That wasn't like they just wiped the floor.
What would you do though?
That was what.
I
know. They've got it, and that's why I'm giving them.
We had
60%.
23 shots against them in the final. They had 2.
That's why I'm giving them 60% chance. They're the favourites to win it. They're a better side than us, but in a cup competition, when you won it, you were 8th in the league. You won it.
Heritage.
Right?
We came 5th.
Heritage. Exactly. So what heritage? You just sort of just turned up the other day about heritage. Right?
In a cup competition, we've been absolutely embarrassed by teams like Villarreal and Olympiacos in Europa League Cup competition. In the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, we've been beat by Liverpool, West Ham, Man United under this manager. Those are the teams that have eliminated us out of the cup competitions. In the Premier League, we haven't even been able to win the league when we're 8 points clear. This season, third place Liverpool have now won the league, 15 points clear. Champions League, we lost to Bayern Munich. What are you talking about in a cup competition? Like this manager's ever done anything in a cup competition? Why does that make it any difference? We've failed on everything, league and cups. I don't understand. Man said, "Oh, in a cup competition, we could do what? What has he ever shown that he can do in a cup competition, bro? I don't really get it, bro. I don't really get it why a man's talking about cup competition as if we're cup competition specialists, bro. We're not. Well, we used to at least be in the FA Cup. That's a long time ago. And that wasn't under this manager. What are you talking about?
Fair heritage, okay. Fair heritage. Yeah, you're right. Listen, you are right. They have the heritage. They have the players. I do think in defence, they're not as strong as they've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You can't write us off in that. Everyone's just writing us off like we've got no... you say there, not a grain in my body. You carry on writing us off, man.
You can't write us off. What has Arsenal actually done for people not to write them off? What's Arsenal not? What, bro, it's mad. It's mad. Let's get to the next clip.
We're going to win it next year. Let's hope so. We will win it.
We'll win a trophy next season. We'll win a trophy next season.
We'll win the league!
We're lifting something big this year, don't worry.
We lifting?
I think we're going to win the league.
Is it, yeah?
We're going to win this title.
Boy, giggity dog!
We're going to win this league. We're going to win it. Hey, we're going to win that this year, man. Double. Watch. Remember I told you.
Okay.
The double's on. If we're going to win something.
Believe.
We're coming for that league. We're coming for that league. We're going to win the league. We're coming for the league. Because what are you going to do?
Next season, I think we'll win the league. I believe it's our time. We win this league next season. We will win a major trophy. Next season, people.
This got to be it, man. This is the time, man.
Robbie, who's going to win the league then?
I'm backing my team, Arsenal.
No, that's not what I asked you.
I'm backing my Arsenal.
So that's who you think will win, but who's going to win? There's two different questions. Arsenal going to win the league.
Arsenal going to win the league.
It is in your hands.
It's actually in our hands.
But Arsenal could win the treble next season, Robbie.
Arsenal are going to have a good season next season.
I've been in title races. That was the moment. It's coming home.
Because of Lee Mason.
We had it all in our hands. You know, it's still in our hands. I'm very sure about that.
It's still in our hands.
Yeah, how's that gone? You know what I mean? How's that gone? Let's run this last clip. Let's run this one.
A lot of people are talking about how Arsenal will be beaten with Real Madrid. I don't know. Real Madrid will finish you guys 20-0, 30-0. I don't know, 7-0, whichever. Let me tell you something. Let me assure you something, you Arsenal fans and everybody that is talking badly of. Us as Arsenal fans, including myself, I really wanted this Real Madrid. Yes, because Real Madrid plays attacking football, which for us is very easy to play against. I never wanted Atletico Madrid in any whatsoever way because that low block kind of football and then sit back and then attack, we have not figured out how we score on that game. So let me tell you something, Real Madrid, you better be ready. Don't come undermining us. Don't try to undermine us because if you try and undermine us, we will show you what we do with this bag of goals. We might not score as many, but I promise you guys, we will qualify to the semi-finals. Mark my words. Simple.
You see why I'm done? You see why I'm done with this fan base? You see why I've had enough? You see why I'm tired of these filhos da puta talking rubbish? You see why eu já não tenho mais palavras. I don't even have no more words anymore for these man. Huh? Mark my words. Mark my words. We have this bag of goals. We're going to score the goals. And when we score the goals, you are going to regret undermining us. Undermining us. I don't even know no more. I don't even know no more. You know what I'm saying? Word to Fred, though. This is what Fred said. You know what I'm saying? Word to Fred.
Fuck Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal. That's what I'm saying. I don't fuck with no Arsenal. I used to support them and it just was on a joke thing. Big up Thierry Henry. And then, man, there, that was the real Arsenal. Fuck with this new Arsenal shit. I don't even know who's playing for them.
See, even Fred stepped out, bro. Even he's like, yo, fuck this shit, bro. I ain't done, bro. Bun this shit, bro. I ain't putting up with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting up with this nonsense. It's long, bro. But listen, I ain't heard. Yeah, Fred was right, bro. Fred was right, bro. He was right. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, yo, I hear what man's saying, bro. You know what I mean? We've had enough, man. We've had enough, bro. You know what I'm saying? We've had enough of it. You know what I mean? Big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes up. Make sure you're subscribing. Porra, feel that puta. Let's get to at least 200 likes, bro. Fucking up, 272 people in the building right now. You finish that puta, can't even smash up the like button. Puta, finish that puta. Rebenta the like, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't brinca conmigo, okay? Smash the like button, man. Don't brinca conmigo. The next time I look at the like, it better be on 200. I'm telling you, better be on 200 likes. Finish that puta. I'm telling you right now. Just don't brinca conmigo, huh? Just don't brinca conmigo. Let's go. 200 likes. Man taking the piss. Man is taking the piss. We're gonna get into the press conference. The next time I look at the likes, it better be at 200. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the press conference. Let me see this waffle from Arteta. I won't be able to get the video because they'll try to copyright me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Don't cost them anything. I'm not asking for super chat. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, bro. They're crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Big up my G. Listen, they I don't know what they're on, bro. I don't know what they're on. Big up my G. Bro, you don't want none of that what they're on, bro. Trust me, it's crazy. You don't want none of what they're on, bro. It's crazy. Northside infected this fan base, bro. I'm trying to infect this fan base with some standards, bro. That's what I'm trying to do. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's get into the press conference. Big up to everyone that's locked in. You know what I mean? Big up my G every single time. And let's get into this press conference. Let's get into it. Hold on. It's gonna go. All right. Let the advert dead, and then we'll play the press conference. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Hurry up, man. Stop with the flipping advert. There we go.
As always, we'll do the live section.
All right, let's go. Come on, guys.
Well, obviously, with the big game of this weekend, so if we're already in the room, we'll kick off with Gary from Sky.
Let's go.
Hello. Just two questions for you today. You regret not signing a striker? You've written off winning the league. Just two. The England squad's been announced, and some good news around these parts is MLS has gotten on. Your reaction to that?
Very proud of him. It's a huge moment for him and for the club as well. Again, one of our graduates getting the call for England, it's a massive thing, so very happy.
They've been saying the right things, I think, to Thomas Tuchel about the work concerns about fast tracking at the fast tracker, but they can offer in the right environment. Have you been involved in those discussions?
No, but I'm sure that will be the case. And Thomas is a top coach. I know a few people around him and the setup in England, and I have no doubt that they will do the right thing with him.
Bro, real talk, I couldn't care less about players going on for international and all that. Big up to Lewis Skelly. Big up to him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go play for England and all that. Listen, this is the Arsenal press conference. Let's just keep the questions around Arsenal, bro. Like, I don't really care about, like, listen, if he goes, it's great for him, but ask Arteta some questions about Arsenal, innit? Like, real talk. Like, I don't want them to waste questions on, oh, Lewis Skelly's been selected for England. Cool, great on him. Cool, let's see how he gets along, whatever. This ain't the time for it. This is not the time for it. Let's stick back to questions around Arsenal, innit?
and he's confident, that's not going to be any issue if he can mix in that kind of company, is it?
We might. I don't think so. No.
And obviously Ben White, not in the squad this time, because obviously he's not been playing because of injury, but the mood music is good. There's a kind of mending of the parting of the way this heel. He wants to be involved again. Is that good news?
Yeah, well, I heard that there've been some positive conversations around it, so I imagine it will be about timing more than anything else, especially with the amount of time that he's been out with injury.
I know Ethan yet, that's probably just a step too far for him, but potentially in the future, another Arsenal youngster getting involved with England. Do you get a personal pride from that, the role that you play with Miles?
Oh my God! Now they're sucking him off about, oh, do you get so proud that Ethan's so close to play for England, and Ben White, he can return to England, and I don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't give a shit, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, best of luck for England. I live here, all good, bro. It's an Arsenal press conference. Can we just stick to that? Like, bro, like, I don't understand why they're wasting, bro. This is already 4 minutes, bro, talking about England. Let's move on. Are you happy for the boys? Yes, you are. Okay, cool. But okay, let's move on. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I think we all do, because obviously we are involved in their development, and we know that it's one of the biggest dreams that you can achieve as a football player, and a really proud moment. So being part of that, obviously, it's a great thing to be.
A real kind of English core at Arsenal as well now, both in the English side and here at Arsenal. Is that something that is important?
Very important. I think culturally, because of our history, and we're an English club, to have that DNA that represents as a club, and then having a lot of academy players as well, I think it's something very, very positive. So very proud of it.
Just quickly before we...
I don't give a shit about the English core and about the DNA, bro, I don't care, innit? Get the best players available to win me major honors. Who cares? All the fans are going to celebrate. They're not going to be there saying, oh, we can't celebrate a league title or a Champions League because there's not enough English players. Let's be real. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, bro. This is all, they're just using this to try and prop up Arteta and make him look great again. Oh, look at what Arteta's getting scared to play for England. And Ben White's now being selected. And look, and Ethan, he's being considered to play for England. And bro, that's all great. That doesn't take away from the main problem. Yeah, the main thing he should be doing is getting Arsenal over the line to win major honors. All of that other stuff is secondary. He doesn't work for England, he works for Arsenal. So all this prop and PR and love fest now for, oh, look at what he's doing and getting the players to play for the international team. You're not the only manager that's doing that, and that is not your primary job. Your primary job is to win Arsenal titles and major honors and silver. How about that? So stop trying to divert now for this pretty little story about Ethan and Skelly playing for England and Ben White. I don't care, bro. I genuinely don't care, innit? I don't care. Win titles, and a lot of them will probably be selected anyway. So I don't care, man.
Saka obviously not in the squad, injured. Any update on when we might see him back training?
No, it's getting closer. He's stepping up and making a very good progress, I would say. So let's see. And then having a lot of academy players as well, I think it's something very, very positive. So very proud of it.
Just quickly before we move on from England, Saka obviously not in the squad.
Bukayo Saka.
Any update on when we might see him back training?
No, it's getting closer. He's stepping up and making a very good progress, I would say. So let's see when we start to throw him in with the team, how he reacts and how fit he can get quickly.
He's asked about Bukayo Saka, and he said he's making very good progress, and let's see how quickly he can get back to fitness. Bro, this is what I'm saying. He's going to try and use Saka against Real Madrid, bro. He's going to try and see. Even if he can't use him for the first leg, he'll dash him in the second leg, bro. This guy is ready to rush back Saka, bro, from injury. This is concerning, bro. It's concerning. I don't trust this manager, bro. Like, he's played Ben White injured. He's played Declan Rice injured. He's played Havertz injured. He's played Trossard injured. He's played multiple players injured. He's played Partey in the past injured. This guy will rush Saka back against Real Madrid, bro. He knows the pressure is mounting. You could see the other day when he got rattled when he was asked a question by the journalist and he stormed off. He is rattled. He will risk Saka's career and Saka's health long term for his own ego, bro. I reckon he's going to use Saka against Real Madrid. In one of the legs, he's going to use him. The way he said, "Oh, we're seeing how quickly he can get back to full fitness." A manager that's trying to protect him is like he's out for the season. He's out for the season. He ain't trying to protect Saka. He's trying to protect his own career.
Supercomputer. I love a supercomputer. Okay. They make me third favourite.
Oh,
supercomputer.
supercomputer.
With the team, how he reacts and how fit he can get quickly.
The supercomputer. I love a supercomputer. Okay. They make me third favourites to win the Champions League, behind Barcelona and PSG, but ahead of Real Madrid. So you've got to say whether Real Madrid win the Champions League or not. Talk to us about that draw. Are you
well, a fascinating draw. I think you're going to play against the club with the biggest and more history in the competition, and very excited to play against them. But before that, we have 3 big matches in the Premier League.
Yeah, talk about Premier League. The same supercomputer gives you a 0.5% chance of winning the Premier League, a 99.5% chance. I'm not a statistician. Of Liverpool winning the Premier League. So you're right. There is still a chance.
Into the next one.
These men are sitting in the press conference talking about supercomputers. Or the supercomputer has given you 3rd place in the Champions League. The same supercomputer has given you 0.05% to win the Premier League. So there is still a chance. You're right. Bro, these men are mocking him, you know. These men are actually taking the piss out of him. And he actually laughed. I don't think he got it. They're taking the piss out of you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're that much of a mug that they're taking the piss out of you, bro. Oh, yeah, Arteta's always saying, oh, we got a chance. We got a chance. We have to fight to the end. They're like, yeah, but the supercomputer, look what the supercomputer said. Supercomputer said you still got 0.05% chance of winning the Premier League. You still got a chance. It's still in there. And he actually laughs. This guy's an idiot, bro. Arteta is actually an idiot. But anyway, let's continue. Still, this is 5 minutes into the press conference. Not one question about Chelsea. Nothing about the tactics going into Chelsea or how we can exploit Chelsea or what kind of players we'll play against Chelsea or how we're going to approach the game. Nothing. 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Not one question about Chelsea yet.
Chelsea, 5-0 this time last year. You go for that again.
But I think it's going to be a very different game. And I think the way they develop as a team as well is very impressive. What Enzo has done on the coaching staff, the amount of talent that they have in the squad. So, yeah, a really tough match. But we are our best as well. Big chance for us to win the game.
Raheem obviously was on the match midweek and played well. Looked like he was enjoying himself. That could be the start of him maybe getting back towards his best for you. But unfortunately, obviously, he can't be involved on Sunday because of the deal.
Yeah.
With Chelsea. Is that bad for him? Would it have been good for him to carry on that momentum?
I think so, but it's what it is. We knew about it. He played well. He was contributing to the attacking goals that we scored as well. So very good. That's what we needed. Players in good form, in good spirit, good confidence, and certainly that performance is going to help him.
Sterling would have been good to be used against Chelsea. And what planet, bro? What's Sterling going to do against Chelsea, bro? What is Sterling going to do? What? Because he had, by his standards, a decent game against PSV. He would have been good against Chelsea. No matter how you think about Chelsea, Sterling ain't doing fuck all against Chelsea, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy couldn't perform against fucking, what was it, Bolton and Preston North End. Do you know what I mean? And you think he's going to do something against Chelsea? This guy is such a gaslighter, bro.
Sylvia from Premier League.
Hi.
Your players have spoken about how effective you've been getting the team into the right state of mind mentally. How has it been for you, though, mentally as a coach, to go through the seasons, develop the project, keep the boys resilient, hungry for more, and, you know, the different challenges you face when you're at the end of another season? It's gone quick.
Yeah, day by day. I mean, try to surround yourself with the right people that have the right expertise and can advise you to make the right decision. And after that, unpredictability is a big factor in this industry. And you have to adapt to it. You can have an understanding or a way of doing things. And from there, for sure, things will happen and you're going to have to adapt. But go into the next day.
Oh, so you have to adapt. Yeah, you have to adapt. You have to have versatility. You have to adapt. Okay, cool. Are we going to adapt the way we set out in terms of our formation? Are we going to try something different? Are we going to try something different? Are we going to play Ethan as a 10? Maybe continue with Zinchenko as a 10 when Odegaard's dropping stinkers? Are we going to make him reliable? Are we going to play Martinelli through the middle? You talk a good game about you're versatile and you learn to oh, you got to do something different. You've got to adapt to the situation because of this project and this process. Are you going to do that? Probably not. You're going to play Calafiori as a winger instead as a fullback? So he talks a good game about adaptability and all of this crap, bro, but he doesn't adapt anything, man.
And Ben White returned to start 122 days after his injury. And 1 year ago today, he signed his new long-term contract. How do you think in this closing stage of the season he can really help the squad, even just being around?
Into the next day.
Hold on.
Ben White returned to start 122 days after his injury. And 1 year ago today, he signed his new long-term contract. How do you think in this closing stage of the season he can really help the squad, even just being around them more and training?
Very much, and he's been now involved for the last 2 weeks almost, and he's not reacting, so that's very positive. And we know Ben is a really important player for us. He brings something very different to the team dynamic, and I'm thrilled to have him.
Instead of asking him about, oh, Ben White, you know, a year till today, he signed a new contract extension. Where's the Saliba contract extension? Where's the Gabriel contract extension? Where's Saka contract extension? Where's the? Those are the ones that I want to know about contract extensions. Listen, I like Ben White, but Ben White, as far as I've seen, his contract's not running down yet. Those are the three big players that we've got that their contracts are running down. They're running down to their last 2 years of their contracts. Where are these? Why are you not asking him that? Why are you not asking him what we're doing in terms of their contracts? How come out of the three, we've not re-signed any of them to a new contract yet? With Real Madrid monitoring Saliba's situation at Arsenal, we've not re-signed any of them. Why? What are we waiting for? What are we actually waiting for? We should be doing, we should have already at least got at least 2 of them over the line. What happened to this club saying before, years ago, that we will never, ever be in a situation where we will allow players to control the club through their contract and run down their contracts? Well, those 3 are running down their contracts. We already got Partey that's leaving on a free. Do you know what I'm saying? And other players that are running down their contracts like Tierney. So we're not going to receive anything in terms of money. Why are you not asking him that? Why are you asking him about Ben White? I'm tired of this rubbish, bro.
The players have also spoken about how meticulous and knowledgeable you are when you do your analysis against opponents. It's very, very detailed, apparently. Very similar to Enzo Maresca, who likes to be very analytical. Chelsea next, big London derby at home. What sort of matchup do you expect? Like you said, it would be different to the 5-0. There's been a lot of change in their squad, injuries both sides.
Life moves fast.
Move, man. Very meticulous. Meticulous, my ass, bro. How meticulous was he to figure out fucking Nottingham Forest or West Ham or Newcastle this season? About very meticulous. This is all bullshit, bro. But let's continue. Fucking advert. Past the advert now.
Well, let's see. I think 2 teams that want to be very dominant in the way of playing, very aggressive on the high press and the way we have to have the ball. A lot of individual quality on that pitch. So it's about imposing what you want and the direction that you want to take the game and keep them very far from their strengths. I think that's going to be a key thing as well.
Thanks, Chris Simon, for the standard.
Okay, you touched a bit there on having a sort of British draw. I think you were here in 2012 when there was that famous photo. I think it might have even been here when Arsenal was there with Aaron, with Alex.
All the new signings.
Yeah, with all 5 of them together. I just wondered what your sort of memories of that and why that importance of having that British draw is in the club.
I think that's great. I think it attaches people to the football club. It makes them pride. I think everybody wants to see academy players, English player, driving and being the face of the football club. I think is really important, and I think it has to happen organically. You cannot force it, but especially with those 2. Now it's really good news because they decided to be where they are. They are doing great, and it's a bright future ahead of them.
I don't care about academy players, bro. Like, I only care about academy players when they're good enough to be at my football club to get us over the line to win stuff. Like, I like Ashley Cole because Ashley Cole was good enough. If Ashley Cole wasn't good enough, do you think I'd give a crap about him? Like, this whole thing now, yeah, with Arteta about, oh, academy players. And bro, I don't care about academy players, bro. I don't care about no players. I only care about players that are good enough. If you come through the academy and you're good enough, cool. If you come through the academy, I'm not going to we don't just promote academy players for academy players' sake. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, this whole love fest about academy players, the aim of the game is to get the best players possible, whether through the academy or through the transfer window, to be able to win major honors. If the academy players make it, great. I'm cool for that. Yeah, but it's not make or break with the academy players and they have to be the face of it and it has to be English players. Bro, this league is not... Bro, the Premier League has not become English since it became, you know, like mixed up with Sky Sports and it became the Premier League, bro. There's players from all over the world. It is what it is. Get the best players available. If they're English, cool. If they're foreign, cool. If they're from the youth academy, cool. If they're not, cool. I don't care. This whole thing about, oh, academy players and they're coming through. No one cares, bro. There's been bare academy players that have walked out of Arsenal because they've not been good enough, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. There's been loads of young players that come through and they weren't good enough. Nobody shed a tear. So this whole thing about, oh, we love academy players, and you know, Arteta sitting there saying, oh, we want academy players to be a face of the club. No, not really. Because really and truly, yeah, if you could give me the two options of Saka being the face of this club or us being brutal and going out there and getting world-class players and then them being the face of the club and winning major honours, I'll take that. Do you know what I mean? I'll take that. That doesn't mean I don't rate Saka, but at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, why is there so much talk about, in this press conference, about English core, young players? Why are we not talking like that about trophies? Not once did they ask him, Arteta, where are the trophies? Where's this? Where's that? Why have you not won a major honour again? A club like Arsenal should be getting a major honour. Fuck the face of the club and having Odegaard that's marketable or fucking Saka that's marketable. Where are the players that get us over the line? Where are the world-class players? I don't give a shit where you come from, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Just win me major honours, bro. I don't care. It will be great if I see young players, you know, but at the end of the day, if they're not of the quality, they're not of the quality. I didn't shed a tear when Carl Jenkinson didn't make it, or Miachi, or Wellington Silva, or fucking all these players didn't make it, bro. Or Bentley didn't make it, or flipping, you know what I'm saying? All these, man, I didn't care. Do you know what I mean? I did not care. All I cared about is the club to be successful. So I just think the conversation right now, once again in the press conference, is focused on things that are not the most important thing. The most important thing is Arsenal Football Club winning major honours. We've gone 20 years, 21 years without winning a major honour. That should be the focus. Not if, oh, can we bring players up from the youth academy? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I don't care. These men act like they care, yeah? But how many guys from the academy do they really rate? Do you know what I'm saying? If they really care about the academy, why did we get rid of what's his name? What's his name? That fucking kid. What's it? Aziz. There was Aziz. What was the other one that they gassed up? What was that? Charlie Patino. It was Charlie Patino, Aziz, Balogun they gassed up. Who else was it from the youth academy that they gassed up? ESR was another one that they gassed up here. Or Obi or Heaven. They're not here no more. Does anybody care? They don't care. So don't act like you care about youth projects and youth players. When really and truly, bro, as soon as they leave, you didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Obi Martins, you man didn't give a shit until Havertz got injured, bro. Before that, you man didn't give a fuck about playing him, bro. Do you know what I mean? Heaven didn't want to give a chance. They didn't really give a shit about giving him a chance. Aziz, they fell out of love with Aziz real quick. Charlie Patino scored 1 goal for us, and then all of a sudden, they didn't give a fuck about Charlie Patino no more. Like, let's be real, bro. Like, I don't get this whole love fest, bro, about, oh, yeah, these young players, bro. Do you know what I mean? When we got rid of flipping Gnabry, these men weren't saying, oh, yeah, but you know what? We're giving Iwobi loads of opportunities. What about Gnabry? You know what I mean? We loaned him out to West Brom and then we didn't even give him any game time. We didn't even give him a time to shine. And yet we persisted with fucking Iwobi for how many years until we got rid of him? Like, come on, man. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. No one cares about youth academy. We only care if they're good enough. That's it. And that's how it should be. If you're good enough, cool. If you're not of the level, goodbye. That's it. So what's all this prop about youth academy, youth academy, youth academy? It's all bullshit, bro. It's all bullshit, bro. Fucking hell, man.
We'd like to sort of recreate that, and then more behind Ethan and Miles that we maybe don't know about yet. Is there excitement for what's to come in the future?
Hopefully there are many more, but again, it's something that time will tell, you know. And as Gary used the word, fast tracking players, if they are good enough, there is no problem to that. But at the same time, they really have to earn it to play at this level.
Okay, Tom for Panda.
Ahead of the Youth Cup game, we spoke to Alan Birchall, and he talked about the importance of keeping Ethan and Miles separate, not thought of as a pair, because they can't at the same time. We naturally tend to think about them as a pair. Miles obviously got a senior call up, but Ethan hasn't. Do you think that in some ways will help them individually develop apart from one another into separate teams?
Yeah, any comparison there, I don't think is right. I think they have a very similar pathway because obviously they played so many years together. But after that, you know, they're going to have different moments, and each career will be unique and individual for them, and they're going to have to earn it. And what one does is not going to reflect or affect the other one in a positive or negative way. So that needs to be totally independent. It's great. It's a luxury to have someone that you spend so much time, trust, and love next to you on that journey. Use it in that way. That's it, and the rest throw it away.
10 minutes and 30 seconds, and we've only had one question about Chelsea. Just one, you know. Fucking waste, man.
Ahead of the weekend, it could be an opportunity for Gabriel Martinelli to get his first Premier League start since coming back. We've seen with the absence of a number of forwards, Nico Marino used as a centre forward. With Martinelli back, it gives you more options to change the front line. Do you see that front line structure kind of returning maybe to something more that we've seen in the past? Or do you still see Nico very much as a centre forward option?
No, well, with Gary, now we have more options, but it's true that we have to really manage the load, and it's been a little bit ahead of the schedule, and that's why we didn't want to take, and we don't want to take any more risk with him loading in with more minutes.
Okay, last couple in the live section. Firstly, Art.
I know you said you weren't involved in Miles' call-up, but I was just wondering because Thomas Tuchel said he kind of felt the vibe was very parental around how he was selected. I was wondering, throughout this season, have you kind of felt, I guess, a similar vibe of being almost a parental figure?
Oh, fuck this, man. Fuck this, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Have you been a parental figure for Lewis Miles Skelly? What the fuck, bro? Man's going on like he's fatherless. Like this guy's come from an orphanage, bro. We come from the youth academy. Skelly didn't come from a fucking orphanage. He doesn't need a father figure, bro. He just needs a manager that's going to get him over the line. What are you talking about? Keep talking about, oh, but Lewis Skelly coming up and all this. Shut the fuck up, bro. Is Lewis Skelly fucking Tracy Beaker? Nah, bro, I'm tired of this rubbish, bro. I got a fucking banging headache, and these man chatting shit. Fuck the press conference, bro. These man waffling 11 minutes. The press conference is 12 minutes, bro. And these men are doing exactly, bro. Annie, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? What's going on? We're talking about football, bro. We're talking about every single 5 minutes. I want to know how we're going to approach the Chelsea game. And these men are talking about fucking, oh, you've been a father figure and this and that. Vai tomar no cu, seu filho da puta. Vai tomar no cu, seu viado da merda. Pá, tô cansado dessa porcaria, pá. Foda-se. Vem aqui para falar de futebol, não vem aqui para falar de disparates, pá. Porra! Rubbish, man. Father figure, meu cu, man. Do you know what I'm saying? What is this, bro? Man going on like this fucking Oxfam, like we're trying to link families together. What we doing, bro? This ain't the Maury show, bro. This ain't Ricky Lake. This ain't Jeremy Kyle. This ain't Jerry Springer, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Talk about the fucking game. We talk about, oh, Tuchel said, oh, you're a family figure. I don't give a crap, bro. Talk about the fucking game. Nah, wasting my time, bro. This whole fucking Tracy Beaker vibe, bro. I'm tired of it, bro. Know what I mean? Nah, it's jarring, bro. Is this CITV, bro? Nah, man. Nonsense, bro. I'm done with this club, bro. Everything is a fucking protect this manager, bro. So they're talking about some real stuff, yeah, and how I've learned nothing. I've learned absolute zero, bro, from how we're going to approach the Chelsea game from this press conference. Nothing. All I've heard is sucking off Arteta because Skelly's been selected for England, sucking him off because Ethan's close to being selected for England, sucking him off because flipping Ben White might be selected for England. Nothing about the game. Nothing about the game. Nothing. Then they asked him, oh, but you decided Sterling's not going to be available. Oh, come on, bro. Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm tired of this, bro. I'm genuinely tired of this, bro. Talking, just waffling just for waffle's sake, bro. Just waffling for waffle's sake, bro. We're redirecting to Carefree Lewis. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Redirect to Carefree Lewis. Northside raid on the way in. And I'll see you lot later. Love.